Awesome. Welcome to tonight's webcast, guys. I'm going to be going over a business and a product that has been taking the world by storm for quite some time, but still so many people don't know about it. So this is a very important opportunity for you. So I'm going to jump right into it because we're short on time, so we have more of these to do. My name is Darren Burks. I am 32 years old, and I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I have been building businesses for way more than the last decade, and I've learned to use social media and technology and the connection age that we're in to create a life that I've always dreamt of. And I'm not talking about Lamborghinis, and I'm not going to give you a tour of my house and stuff like that. I'm talking about a life that I'm happy to wake up to, a life that I control my own time. I can wake up whenever I want. I don't use an alarm clock. I'm just in control of how my life goes. And so that's been what's most important to me over the years, is having control of my time, because time is more important than money, yet it takes money to buy back your time. So the reason that I am where I am today is because of where I came from in the early stages of my life. My parents were great people, blue-collar, hard-working people. My father was a union floor layer. My mother worked for the public relations and Federal Reserve Bank, and also was a stay-at-home mom as well. And they worked hard, and I watched them work harder and harder year after year to have less and less. And unfortunately, my parents passed away when I was younger. My mom passed away in my early teens to cancer. My father suffered the same fate, passed away in my early 20s to cancer. And shortly after that, I had found myself homeless. And that's what really put me on the path I am on today, to think differently. I had to look at why my parents ended up where they ended up. Even though they worked super hard, they still left this world when they were in financial ruins. You know, we never owned a house. We always lived in an apartment, even though they worked hard. And I was left financially ruined because of it. I had nothing left to me. I had no ground to stand on, and it killed them to know that they did that. And so I had to figure out and reverse engineer what happened. What was the track that people are going on that find themselves in paycheck to paycheck kind of lives, and how to avoid it. And so that's what brought me to starting to analyze business opportunities differently. Now, this business opportunity I'm going to show you right now came across my path 2 years ago this week. It was actually February 6th of 2016 that I got a hold of this opportunity. And at first, I'll be honest with you, I was hesitant, because I heard it was in the health industry. I'm an ex-fitness competitor, and so I've been approached with every business under the sun in the health and wellness world, and all of a sudden just names like Herbalife and Advocare and Isagenix and all these names of network marketing, MLM type companies came into my head, hardcore direct sales, and that just wasn't my thing. Don't get me wrong, they're billion-dollar businesses, that their structures do work, clearly, because they've been around for 10, 20, 30 years and are making billions of dollars. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't want to blow up my Facebook and aggravate my family and friends. So I was kind of standoffish. But then upon further inspection, I realized that this was something completely in its own right. It's nothing like I've seen before. It doesn't have the same structure and feel as these other companies. I don't have to blow up my Facebook and aggravate my friends. And I'm like, wow, all right. And it starts with the founders. The founders of the Hansen family. You know, Hansen Oil, which is the largest petroleum company in the Western Hemisphere, and Taylor family owns Taylor Farms, which is one of the largest potato distribution plants in the Western Hemisphere. They came together in 2007 and created this company called Kyani. It's an international wellness company, and in 2007, 2008, the market wasn't doing so well in the United States, so they focused their efforts elsewhere. So that's where they got into. Now we're in over 60 countries. I think we're at 66 right now, to be exact, and we're still opening more, and we're doing $250 million in annual sales. This is the kicker, though. We're already doing $250 million in sales. We've stood the test of time of being in business 11 years, but we're still at less than 1% market penetration. Now, anybody that's on this webcast that is a business owner or an investor or has a business mindset of any sort, their ears just perked up, because that is the golden unicorn. That is a business that stood the test of time, that is making a great deal of money that people don't know about yet. That is the key. And so you're finding about it right now. The founders have never failed, sold, or went public in a business. I could go on forever on why it's important to me a company doesn't go public, but mostly it's that when companies go public, their focus shifts from the customers and the employees to taking care of the investors. And so the customers and the ethics and morals of the company they founded go on the back burner for profit sharing. And that's just something I'm not about. So right now we understand as a health demand. We understand the health market is booming. $320 billion was spent on prescriptions in 2016. But we as Americans account for 5% of the world's population, yet we buy more than 50 to 70% of the world's pharmaceutical drugs. We are suffering from cancer, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, all these major illnesses that a lot of other places in the world don't suffer from. And we have to ask ourselves why. It's because of what we're putting in our body, or more so, the lack of what we're putting in our body of proper nutrition. And so we're understanding that there's a booming demand for this. Now, I'm not going to go into the product in depth at all. I just want to explain quickly what it is, and then you can find all the information at kayaniscience.com. And the person who invited you here also is going to send you some information on the product. This is more about the business overview itself because we're on a time constraint for that. So this is the nutritional line. It's 3 products. It acts as one synergistically. It works together. And most people buy it as one, but you can buy it individually as well in case you don't want to take one of the 3 products or 2 of the 3 products. And so all 3 products work together to do the benefits that you see on your screen. This is not chemicals. This is whole food nutrition that is giving your body the best superfoods from all around the world to let your body heal itself. We understand if we cut ourselves, our body's amazing. It heals itself. But it needs the proper nutrition and the proper ingredients inside your body in order to do so. And so that's what this is. We're not sitting here going to give you medical claims. I'm not going to sit here and list off a list of diseases that this thing helps with. What I'm going to say is try it. You can try it. We have money back guarantee on it. Give it a try. Look into it and see if you like it. To me, I loved it. This has been around for the last 10, 11 years. Just last year, we created an anti-aging system, skincare line that's going to take care of the outside of your body. So you're healing from the inside and the outside. We took some of the core ingredients from the nutritional line. We paired it with the rare Swiss apple stem cell extract, and we're increasing skin and cell turnover by 92%. This is huge. But what's bigger is what's not in this. This is based on natural ingredients. So there's so many chemicals, so many products we put on our face that have chemicals in it that we don't realize is doing more harm than good. And so people are loving this because this is based on natural ingredients. So this is not going to be harmful for your skin. You're taking care of your body from the inside out. Considering your skin is one of the largest, it is the largest organ in your body, it's something that's important to take care of. Both products have a money-back guarantee. So as a business person, there's been many times I've had to invest in a business without trying the product. Stocks, you buy stocks all the time and not necessarily you trying the product. So I have to go buy information and facts. I was looking at this and we're an 11-year-old business doing $250 million in sales and we have a money back guarantee. That tells me people like it. So I was down for the cause before I even tried the product, but then I tried the product and I fell even more in love and it became one of my passions. I own 2 other companies that I run full time. This is something that I do as a passion project because I love it. I love being able to share it, and you'll understand more as you start hearing more testimonials of how this is really impacting people. So get back to who invited you here. kayaniscience.com is going to be able to show you more about the product. Now, the business opportunity is important to me because we don't have a financial education in this world. We grow up just being taught how to get a job. And so my mentor, Mark Davenport from Dubai, who has a net worth of $500 million, was a triathlete. And he was using this product. He was purchasing it from a friend of his that was a distributor in Europe, and he was using it for himself because he cared about his body. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? This is so good, and I keep referring it to people. I want to see if I can build a business around this. But he had a history in network marketing. He's like, I don't want to do it like the old way of the hardcore direct sales. I'm going to do something different. So he called up his friend, Scott Balch, who you see on your screen in the blue shirt in the bottom there, who's an internet marketing guru from Texas. Now, the 2 of them created Team Fusion. That's our team. You can see the logo on my shirt here. We have been able as a team to create $150 million business in the last 3 years. So we're doing $150 million plus annually over the last 3 years. We came in and took almost half of the whole profit of an 11-year-old company just within our team. And we did this by fusing online marketing with network marketing, with retail marketing, with e-commerce, with referral-based systems, and just create a system that was done for you. We call it the done for you model. This is how we've been able to create record number 5 and 6 figure earnings. There's millions of dollars in commissions. We have a charity event, there's trips that you go on. But like I said, more importantly, why I love sharing this is because we're not given a financial education in our schooling systems, right? So what you see on the left side of your screen is what we call the cash flow quadrant. The E and the S is someone that is 95% of people who either have a job or own a job. If you're a small business owner, have 1 or 2 employees in yourself, or you just work for yourself, you own a job. It's still a job. You know, if you're not there, you're not getting paid. That's called linear income. That is what we're taught how to do. We're taught how to go work for somebody and get a paycheck, or go work for ourselves and get a paycheck. That's all we know how to do. Most people, some people have found the way across that quadrant to the 5%, which is the passive, the B and the I. These are the business owners. These are the people that create assets and systems and have their money make them money. This means that by me jumping over to this side of the quadrant, I get paid whether I'm sleeping or I'm awake, whether I'm spending time with my family or I'm working. It doesn't matter. I still get paid the same over and over and over again. Now that's what's created me a better quality of life. It is not as hard as you think to jump over to that quadrant if you know what you're doing and you're listening to the right people. But the important reason why you need to figure out quickly how to jump over to that side of the quadrant is because artificial intelligence has taken over jobs. 37 to 53% of jobs will be taken by artificial intelligence by the year 2030. And I love when people try to debate me on this, because I'm like, just look at a grocery store or retail store that you normally go to. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you walk in, there's 10 cashiers, human people waving, checking you out, putting your groceries in bags, and you're on your way. You walk into that same store today, how many humans are working there versus how many self-checkouts? Right? We're seeing this happen all over. Now Amazon has released a system called Amazon Go, where you walk into a store, you grab what you want, you walk out, there's no cashiers, there's not even machines. Your credit card gets charged through your phone just by the technology when you walk out the door. So that's eliminating cashiers, it's eliminating retail workers. 8 million people work in the retail industry. I don't care how many degrees you have, what industry you're in, how safe you think your job is. You will be affected by this one way or another. Now look at this. 8 million people just in retail, right? That's just one example. Now have to find a new job in a different industry, maybe your industry, right? What happens when more people start flooding different industries? Wages go down. This is going to topple the entire economy and change it. This isn't the first time in America's history that our whole economy has changed. Remember the Industrial Revolution? Well, most of us probably weren't alive for that, but we understand what happened. The people that were prepared for it made out big. The people who weren't got steamrolled, no pun intended. And so it's important. We've been following the same system forever, getting less and less results. 53% of people that were at the age of 25 or less that had a bachelor's degree last year were unemployed or underemployed, meaning they didn't get paid what they're worth. That's a problem. We have a 50% shot if we have a college degree. That was completely different 30 years ago. If you had a college degree, you were basically guaranteed a job, and it was a high-paying job. That's not the case anymore, and we all know it. I see the head nods on the webcast right now. Most of us are in a lot of student loan debt. Most of us don't know how we're going to pay it off. Most of us aren't using our degree that we went for. And so why are we continuing to follow the same steps thinking there's going to be a different result? That's the definition of insanity. And so what I want to share with you today is a wealth principle that changed my life. Some of you know it, some of you don't. Liabilities. We all are familiar with what liabilities are. These are expenses. These are your monthly bills, your mortgage, your rent. Yes, your house is a liability. It's not an asset. Sorry to break it to you. If you pay a mortgage monthly and you're not making an income on it right away, you know, if you're not making an investment property income, it's a liability. Your car payment, your light bill, your food, all the expenses a month you pay are your liabilities. We get that. That comes month after month after month. An asset is like an investment property. Like I said, if you're going with two family and they're paying you rent and you're making a profit monthly, then that means that's an asset. Whether you work or you're not, you're getting that money. A job is cash flow. It's different. You have to work for that. Asset is something you don't work for anymore. It's a stock or a bond and a dividend that's going to pay back money. It's a business system that, like I'm going to show you right now, that's going to pay you money. So what I want you to think, and why I don't have to talk about Lamborghinis and millions of dollars, is because if you have, say, $2,000 worth of bills a month, that's for you to break even and live, right? $2,000 will feed you, clothe you, put a roof over your head. And I show you how to make an extra $2,000 a month in an asset, right? A residual asset that offsets. So that means that you have the choice if you want to work or not. That means you have the choice to be financially free. Now, how much less stress would be in your life if you didn't have to work? If you only worked to make more, you didn't have to work to just survive. You weren't living paycheck to paycheck. And that's only making $2,000, $3,000, whatever your expenses are. You don't need millions of dollars to do that. This is important, and this is something that people just are not grasping. And so that's why I love showing you a realistic way to make your life a better life to live. We do this in this business specifically by using the referral system. Now, we all understand how referrals work. Refer a friend to T-Mobile, get $50. Refer a friend to a gym, get a free month's membership. Refer a friend to a tanning salon, you get a free tan. Whatever it might be, we understand that. I use referrals all the time. I have friends that work in different places. If I send them business, they send me a kickback. We've all seen this, right? This is a smart way of doing business because word of mouth marketing is the most powerful kind of marketing you can have. And so this is basically when you become a partner with us, you get samples and a website already designed for you. It's your website designed to you. You create the name and it's yours, right? You're going to share the product with somebody. And if they like it, they're going to buy it from your website. So me, when I came into this, my personal testimonial is migraines, fibromyalgia, and sleeping. Those are the three problems that I dealt with bad. And so the product helped me eliminate 85% of my medication within my first couple of weeks. So I started thinking about people that I know that have some kind of illness or ailment that maybe this could help with. I didn't go and try to sell them. I went to my friend Stacy. I'm like, Stacy, hey, you suffer from kind of the same things I do. I want you to try this. And she's like, what's it going to do for me? I'm like, I don't really know because it's food. Everybody's body is different, but let's see if it works for you. And if it works for you, I'll give you a link where you can find it. It worked for her. 86.7% of people it works for. She went to my link and bought it. I get paid a commission for making that connection. Now, every time she buys it therefore after, I get paid. All I'm doing is making a connection from a person to a product. That's it. I'm not selling it hard. I'm not being harsh. I'm not forcing it on people. I'm sharing it, making a connection, and getting paid. Taking it a step further, I can get paid on a group effort. And so I explain this like this. If you worked at a coffee shop and you went to work tomorrow morning and your boss said, hey, I want to open up more coffee shops. I want to franchise out. I want to sell more coffee, right? In order to do that, I need more people working here. I need people to help me sell this coffee. And so if you can refer people to come work here and help me expand this business, I'll give you a matching percentage of what they bring in. Because I don't want to spend money on aggravating advertisements, commercials that don't work to try to advance this business. I'd rather just do it with word of mouth. And so if you refer someone to the business, right, and to come here and work and expand this business, whatever they bring to the table, as much volume as they end up selling by sharing the product, you're going to get a matching percentage. So that's how in the last 2 years I've been able to create an organization of 900 plus people. That every time 900 people get paid, I get paid. Now, that wasn't me referring 900 people directly. I referred a handful of people who referred a handful of people who referred a handful of people, and word of mouth took over, and it just grew and grew and grew. No matter if I'm working or not, no matter if I'm spending time with my family or if I'm sleeping, I still get paid, right? This is working smarter versus harder. Now, I still work hard. This is something I still am actively out there sharing. That's why I'm doing a webcast for you guys right now. But this is what I did today, was a half-hour webcast. This is what I did, was just share this with you guys for a half hour, and that's my day. And I'm able to have an income from that. That's what I love about this. So Moving on. Right now, you guys are seeing this before the next group of people. Obviously, timing matters in business. So you guys have top spots available. I want you to keep that in mind. As I go through the ranks, I want you to keep in mind how many expenses you have a month and which rank might get you out of those expenses. Garnet is like referring 2 people to the product and 2 people to the business. Now you're Garnet, you're making an extra $75 a month. Jade is either you or the people that you referred to the business referring a couple more people to the business or product, and you're making an extra $300 a month. Pearl is a few more referrals by you or the people that you referred. Now you're making an extra $700 a month. This is where things get interesting because I'm a realtor as well. I became a realtor back in 2007. Not the greatest time to become a realtor because that's when the market crashed. But unfortunately, I saw so many people lose their house that over an extra $500. They couldn't come up with an extra $500 to cover their mortgage. And people are like, $500 isn't that much money a month. Well, it is if you're already working 2 jobs, if you're already working 80 hours a week, if you're a single mom and you're already paying $30,000 in daycare a year to try to make $40,000 and make a net $10,000 profit. $500 a month can be make or break in a lot of situations. This is the thing. We need to think and have a financial education of how that can be so significant to someone's life to be coming in residually. That's a buffer zone. That's extra savings. That's huge to have an extra $700 coming in a month. But Sapphire is where things really get awesome because this is where I can knock off people's 2 biggest liabilities. We can all agree that most people's 2 biggest liabilities is where they live and what they drive. Those are your 2 biggest bills a month, right? Now, what are you doing in your life right now that a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're not going to have to pay where you live and what you drive? Most people don't have anything in place. Most people are just willing to pay that for the rest of their life or until they pay off their 30-year mortgage and all the interest that they pay on top of it, right? And so that's just a settling mindset. To me, with this, I can show people how a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, I can knock off those 2 biggest liabilities for you. So Sapphire pays an extra $1,500 a month, and then we give you $1,000 down payment and $500 a month for a car payment. So that's paying most or all of someone's rent or mortgage and their car. Now, I want you to think right now, what would your life look like today if this month and all the coming months, you didn't have to pay those 2 biggest liabilities? You didn't have to pay where you live or where you drive. How different would your life be? How less stressed would you be? How much money would that free up for you? How much savings would that be? How much extra vacation time would that be for you? How different would your life be if that could happen? And this is a position I can show anybody how to get to as long as they give me effort. Now, moving forward, these are positions that require more effort, right? The more effort you put in, the more you get out of it. You can make big bucks. If you're somebody like me that really is in to make as much money in life as possible, to set yourself up with as best of a future and the best future for your kids as possible, the money's there, right? Emerald is where I cracked a 6-figure income. I did that in 16 weeks. My friend, who's the reason why I joined this business, started 2 years previous to me, so he's 2 years ahead of me. He's a purple diamond. He's making between $50,000 and $100,000 a month. He's 33 years old, and he was never successful at anything else like this before, ever in the past. And he just decided to take advantage of an opportunity and listen to the right people. And I'm thankful that he did, because now this is what I'm doing. And so the big money is there if you want it. But to me, the most important levels are here, because this is where you can really, in your spare time and in the cracks of your schedule, make some significant extra income. If you can knock off where you live and what you drive, just in passing, in the cracks of your schedule where you're already working 2 or 3 jobs, that's powerful, right? And so the money's there. How we do it is you're not meant to be the salesperson. You're meant to be the middleman, not the man itself, okay? And so the reason why I say this is because we have teamfusionfamily.com you can send people to. They can learn about the product, the business. They can see a webcast just like this. If you can just leverage information, you can run this business and be busy. I don't have time to explain this every day, all day to everybody I talk to. But I can say, hey, go to this website. I can send a link. I can send a video clip, right? I can get somebody on the phone with somebody that's higher up than me and let them explain it. If you can get good at being the middleman and just making that connection, be like, hey, I have some information I want you to check out. Let me know what you think. Then you can run this business. and you'll learn all more about the different tools we have, but it's as simple as that. The bottom right-hand corner of your screen is something that I wish I had more time to talk about because it's something that's very important to me. Excuse me. It's our charity program. So we paired up with Convoy of Hope, one of the largest charity organizations in America. And we have an amazing charity organization that I want you to ask the person who invited you here today about so they can go deeper into it, because that's very important to me. I wish I had more time to talk about it, but I don't. I grew up on charity. I grew up on Salvation Army Christmas presents and food stamps and stuff like that. And so anytime I can give back is something that's important to me. So check that out. This is a beta group that we released in August of this year. Wellness Simplified. Some of you might already be a part of this group. Some might not yet be. This is where there's tens of thousands of testimonials you can find of people using this product. Within the first 28 days of launching this group, there was 23,600 new members. 23,600 new members in the first 28 days. Following that, there was another 8,000, 9,000 members with 27,000 comments, 13,000 comments here. This was exponential growth. What I loved about this is it showed in a social media platform how many people actually supported and loved this product, and everybody else could see everybody else's results. This has never been done before, and so that's what I love about it. There's also a DFY systems group, which is about the business, and there's all kinds of business testimonials. So if you haven't been added to Wellness Simplified or DFY systems yet, ask the person who invited you here to put you in that group and check it out. And that's basically what you can do. You can even add your friends if you become part of the business into these groups and let the groups show all the proof for you. That's what social media does, and that's what I love. You can be running business. I have businesses in 5 different countries now, and I didn't know anybody in other countries, but because of social media, it made that connection, and it's huge. It's awesome for me. So the reason why I talk about exponential growth and timing is because this is how a business plays out. The formulation phase is the first few years of a business. This is the startup phase, right? 97% of businesses fail in the startup phase. This is why people say stay away from startups, because you just don't know what's going to happen, and most of the time they're going to fail. Concentration phase is a few years down the road. They're starting to make some profit. They're starting to make some money and get some headway. Then comes a point called critical mass. Now, this point is where there is enough social proof matched with a proven system that is now working perfectly. When those two things happen, momentum happens. So like companies like Amazon and Uber and Facebook and Google were around years before they went viral. Most people don't know that. Most people just think these companies just popped up out of nowhere. That's not the case. They were growing behind the scenes for a few years before they took off. All of a sudden, they had enough social proof of it working, matched with the proven system, all the errors were taken care of. That's when the tipping point happened and the explosion took off. If you could have caught a business like that, which is now a $1 billion business, before it tipped and went and shot up into the air, wouldn't that be a good business move, right? Imagine if you could turn back time and catch Amazon 20 years ago, or Facebook 15 years ago, or Google, or whatever it might be, right? Long-term stable growth is after the fact, and that's where billion-dollar businesses sit. Right now, we're a $250 million business, well on its way to the $1 billion club, and we're going to be the reason that hits $1 billion. I'm not waiting until this hits $1 billion to take advantage of it, because then the growth is gone. It's the whole point in business is finding out about things before other people do, right? So you're seeing this first. What I love about this is the barrier of entry is so low to be able to get started with this. To own my own business, my other company, my last company I just started, cost me close to $100,000 to create, and it's still counting. It cost me more than $3,700 just for my domain name for my other company. It was all on me. I started it from scratch. With this, I've been able to match that income with a payment that's less than $1,000. It's a one-time payment. So Premium Pack is going to give you about $1,800 worth of products. It's going to give you both the nutritional line and the skincare line. Then you got the Builder Pack, where you can pick either the nutritional line or the skincare line. And then you have the Product Pack, which is going to be about $400, $500 worth of products. You can pick one or the other. And so how I explain this is all these packages come with the website. They come with the business rights to the business in all 50 states and 60 plus countries. They come with a mentorship and customer service department. It's a turnkey business. It's all done for you, right? Just your website alone will cost more than any of these packages. And so obviously the more samples you have to hand out, the better your business will be. I suggest either the builder pack in the middle, which is going to give you about $800 to $900 worth of products, or the premium pack, which is going to give you about $1,800 to $2,000 worth of products for $12.99. Those two packages are the ones you get if you want to start offsetting liabilities. If you really want to stop making $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 extra a month, those are the two packages you go with. If you just want to be a customer yourself maybe and make a referral like here and there, very, 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 very passively and make a few extra bucks, go ahead, jump on with the smaller package. That works fine too. But if you really want to build a business, the middle or the one on your right. This is my last slide. I want to get you guys out of here as quickly as possible. When you see this, most people fall into 3 categories. Maybe you want to be a customer. Get back to who invited you here. See more about the product and try it. And I'm sure you've already thought of people in your mind that have illnesses or ailments that I've mentioned today that you might want to refer this to and might help them. Who knows? I much rather try to take food and take something from the land that's going to help me than take narcotics or prescriptions, right? And so if I get a money back guarantee anyway, what is it to lose? I get healthy. I live a healthier life. Our body's the only thing we have in this world. Why aren't we taking care of it? And so, or maybe you're B. Maybe that one-time payment is a stretch for you. This is where I'm blunt, and this is just my personality. I hope I don't rub you the wrong way, but I'm sure not one of you guys started working just yesterday. I'm sure every one of you on this call, on this webcast, has been working for the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, working hard as an adult. If $1,000 or less to start a business for your future is a stretch, then what you're currently doing isn't working. And if you continue to do what you do, you're going to continue to get what you get. That you need to make a change if that's the case, because you deserve to not have $1,000 be make or break for you. Does that make sense? You know, so if that's you, let us know and we can figure out ways around that. I've been in that situation many times in my life. Like I said, I was in Father Bill's in Quincy in the homeless shelter. I understand what it's like to be in a rough spot. But I also know if you're going through hell, don't stay there. Do something. Move. And so let's make a difference. Let's do something different today so you'll never be in that situation ever again. Or maybe you're A, maybe you're all in. The reason why I'm successful in life isn't because I'm the smartest or the most skilled. It's because I take action when others don't. Hesitation is the thief of all success. The reason why I take this seriously is I'll leave you with a story about my father. My father was a Marine Corps vet, Vietnam, went to war, came home, went right to work. He worked his whole life. Union was the way to go. Great benefits, great wages. As time went on, the benefits and wages did not rise as quickly as inflation did. And so we had to work longer and longer to have less and less. We've all seen that with people that we love in our life. So my mom passed away. His goal was when I graduated high school at 18, when I moved out, was to buy an RV and travel the country that he fought for and actually do something for himself for once in his life. He had a pamphlet for that RV sitting on his nightstand year after year, until the day I had to throw it away. That was the day my dad died. My dad never got to take that trip. My dad never got to do anything because he kept putting things off. Money problems, bills kept coming up. He never had enough money put aside. And he kept doing the same thing, getting the same thing, but expecting something different to happen. I would promise you he didn't find himself in that situation because of lack of effort or a lack of being a good person. So I'm going to debunk one of the biggest myths that we tell ourselves every day to make ourselves feel better, is that as long as you're a good person and you work hard, that everything will pay off. That is a lie. And we all know this deep down inside, because if it was only working hard and being a good person that gave you a great life, then we would know some of the most successful, happiest people out there that were single moms working 3 jobs, or the hardest working bartenders or waitresses or laborers would be living the best lives. And that's just not the case, is it? Right? You can work as hard as you want and be as good of a person as you want, but if you're not pointed in the right direction, with the right vehicle, with the right guidance and advice, you're lost. And by the time you realize that, usually it's too late, and that's when regret comes in. And I hope that's not going to be you. And so that's something that was the turning point in my life. If this webcast does anything, at least gets you to think differently, does where you want to get in life, lead back to where you are right now? Does the path lead to where you want to be? A lot of times it doesn't. If we actually sit down and calculate and look at it, a lot of times it doesn't. So I'd love to have this as an extra stream of income for you. I'd love to be able to show you or mentor you on how to do what I did. If this is of interest to you, get back to who invited you here today. My name is Darren Burks. I thank you for being on tonight's webcast. I hope to see you soon.